Ahmadiyya Muslim community. It started from India. First from Ludhiana actually. So be in such a way that you are giving to the people rather than taking it. Jealousy was going on there too. In 2014, I am working very hard. I am going to churches, synagogues, temples, gurdwaras, and I see what the things good they have it. I studied Hinduism, I studied Sikhism, Christianity in detail, and of course Buddhism. 86 members of our community died at that time. They were killed. One of them was my maternal uncle, Mamu, Saga Mamu. Australia is number one as freedom of religion is concerned, freedom of conscience is concerned. Express whatever you wanted. Back in Pakistan, they have actually sealed many of our mosques. They burned our stores, they burned our homes. They killed many Ahmadis in 1974. The best country on the face of the earth. Australia is one of the best countries. They should realize it, they should feel it, and then they should be thankful.
Good everyone, my name is Navneet Anand from Voice Ajkal, local and global. Every time me driving past Richmond Street used to look at the mosque which says love for all, hatred for none. So I thought, why not I invite Imam Saab and have a chat and try to learn more about Ahmadiyya community. Imam Enamul Haq Kaisar Saab, born in Pakistan. You spent around 30 years there in US,
Yes.
now in Australia.
Yes.
What difference do you see between three countries?
Very good question. Thank you so much. I've been in Pakistan almost after become the religious minister for 8 years in different cities, including Rawalpindi, Islamabad. Then I moved to Chicago, Washington actually, and I spent almost 34 years in USA.
34 years.
Yes, it was a long time. Of course, the attachment. I've been in New York, Los Angeles, Chicago. So I've been almost north and south and east in almost everywhere. Then I received a call from my headquarters, like international headquarters, that I have to go to Australia. Maybe it was because the previous Imam actually passed away and there was someone to take his place. Australia is one of the best countries in all aspects, comparing USA, Canada, UK, Germany. I've been there almost in 40 countries of the world. And looking at the atmosphere, looking at the air, fresh air and all stuff. And many things are. Of course, I will talk when you ask me more. I would say that Australia is the best country at this time. Look at the coronavirus and all. This is the safest place on the face of the earth.
Absolutely. This is the safest place on this planet Earth, and we have been very, very fortunate. Fortunate. Taking you back to your early days, what made you to enter this field of theology?
Actually, let me explain to you a very brief introduction of my community. That is called Ahmadiyya Muslim community. It started from India. First from Ludhiana actually.
Okay.
The first initiation, the foundations started from Ludhiana.
Not Qadian.
Not Qadian.
Okay.
Foundation
Something
is there,
new.
but the start took place from Ludhiana.
Mm-hmm.
That was in 1889, March 23rd. So it's almost 132 years. In those days, our community was very small and there was a lot of opposition. People say your message is not going to go anywhere. But our supreme head was Mirza Ghulam Ahmad of Qadian. He predicted that God has told him that your message will reach to the corners of the earth. Now you are also sitting in one of the corners. So it has now in almost 200 countries of the world that message has reached. Lot of oppositions everywhere by all regions, by all countries, especially in Pakistan. Qadian is still our national headquarters now. Rabwa is also, we migrated from India to Pakistan, then Rabwa became the headquarters.
Right.
Now the international headquarters is in London, where our supreme head, Mirza Masroor Ahmad, is on, of course, in exile, you can say, because of the persecution. He can go back to Pakistan. So since 1984, the previous Khalifa also resided in London because he migrated from at that time. Then of course he is here. So most of the things are that as our community is concerned here in Australia, it's a very good community by the grace of God. We have thousands of members, especially in Sydney, then Melbourne, Adelaide, Brisbane and Perth. So our community is growing very fast, and we try to let people know that we are a peaceful community. It is our hallmark that we do not involve in any negative activities at all, period. 132 years have passed, but not even one single Ahmadi Muslim is involved in any terrorist activities. Very peaceful, very loving. Our motto is love for all, hatred for none.
Love for all, hatred for none. Yes. Imam Sahib, I take you back to your childhood days. Where were you born and how was your childhood?
I was born in the city called Quetta,
Quetta.
in Pakistan, in the northern part, close to Afghanistan, 70 miles from Afghanistan. I was raised there, but when I was 16 years old, it came into my mind life and death. That was my concern. I thought if I'm going to live up to 64 years, it means 16 years mean 1 day is past, 3 days are left. What is going to happen the next 3 days? Whatever I have done in the first day. So that was my main concern. That changed my lifestyle. So I should not waste my life for the worldly gains. So that was a challenge, and of course, 180 degrees, different. One can see that I was a very worldly person. I had a very good job at that time. So my family opposed me not to go to a missionary college or where people are dedicated and they spend their time. But my mother was with me. She said, "Don't worry, God is going to take care of you." So I started my study in 1966, completed 1973. Then I was posted in different places, almost 8 years in Pakistan. Then I moved to Washington. From there, I started working in USA from 81 to 2014.
What I have learned, once you moved here in Australia, you changed the preachings to be done in Urdu, Punjabi or any other language to English. Any particular reason behind it?
No, actually, I prefer English because the Australian language is English. My sermons are in English.
Right.
Maybe few verses just to explain, because there are some elderly people who do not understand very much English. So I may take 2 or 3 minutes in Urdu, just like today.
No one has taken any of the social security from any of the world.
First of all, we encourage our members that they should work. The Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, which is in Arabic of course, the hand which is up is better than the underneath.
Right.
So be in such a way that you are giving to the people rather than taking it. So we encourage our members that they should be working. They should go for business, they should go for jobs, whatever it is, rather than going for begging, or you can say in social welfare and stuff. Very few people, maybe those who are like very elderly people, maybe they are not handicaps, maybe they are getting some welfare, but other, we encourage them to work. Even we help them to go for some courses, like having some education. And I would say by the grace of God, as our community is concerned, our members are well educated. That actually started back in Pakistan because our members were well educated. So jealousy was going on there too. Like all, like we say key posts, were not all, but some of them were being held by, by our members because they were well educated. They knew how to handle it. But the others, they didn't like it. So then, the persecution started out of jealousy or whatever you can say.
Well, going through the documentation, what I could figure out is Ahmadiyya community migrated to Australia as a refugee when Honourable late Bob Hawke was the Prime Minister of the country. And I see most of the Ahmadiyya community people have gelled very, very well and settled to a great extent in Australia.
Actually, our history tells us that one of our companion of the Prophet Messiah, the Supreme, had migrated to Perth in 1903. So our history goes back to 1903. And there, the mosque which you see in the downtown CBD Perth, that is built by him. I have the books, about that, all information, how he contributed, how he worked hard to have that. Then many other members, there was one Alim Kandhari, well known in Adelaide. He was also one of the prominent members of our community who actually built the mosque in Adelaide CBD. If you go there, 4 minutes, huge mosque that was built by him. So our community actually started from 1903. There are some companions who have been buried in Brisbane. 2 or 3 are buried in Perth, which are, of course, their dates goes to always early 19. So what I say that, but then of course the mosque which you see, we purchased in 1983. And we completed that mosque in 6 years' time, 1989. So that mosque is there, which is of course one of the largest mosques in Australia.
That's on Richmond Road.
28 acres long.
Richmond Road, Marston Park.
Yes,
in
28
Sydney.
acres of land. It's a huge property. We completed that mosque in 1989. So we have completed 32 years now.
What I have seen is last year and a half, there have been so much going on. A new grass being laid up. The trees are being planted. There have been Australian flags all around. Anything particular behind it?
Can I tell you what is in my mind and what is in my heart? House of God should be the most beautiful. If you wish that your personal house should be in a better shape, try your best to beautify that. So that's my dream actually. Since I am here in 2014, I am working very hard. I am going to churches, synagogues, temples, gurdwaras, and I see what the things good they have it. I want to have it at my mosque because mosque is for everyone.
Do you have any more imams or missionaries here in Australia?
Yeah, we have. There are 7 beside me. Most of them have studied in the UK, Canada, and 3 have studied in Pakistan. Now, the study in Pakistan, or UK, or Canada is 7 years study. It's close to PhD. And we do not study only Islam. We study the other religions also.
Okay.
Because we believe that all religions are coming from God. So they have the truth. They have some guidance for you. So we make our research where these lines are, where these things are mentioned. Like I studied 1966 to 73. I studied Hinduism. I studied Sikhism. Christianity in detail, and of course Buddhism. So we study the comparative studies, and I'm proud of it that we have knowledge of the other religions as well. So when we go to there, to visit them, whatever, so we feel that we are one of them. At least I can address them the way they wish it.
So what all are those activities that these community members are involved throughout
First
Australia?
of all, our message of peace, it attracts the people. Plus they see our actions, our deeds. Then they understand that we harm no one. Although we suffered, we persecuted, but we do whatever our ancient people have done it. The prophets, those who have been persecuted, what they did, they were patient and steadfast. Let me explain to you now the incident which took place in Lahore, 2010. The 2 mosques were attacked, and 86 members of our community died at that time. They were killed. One of them was my maternal uncle, Mamu, Saga Mamu, I will say. And that was terrible because he was 80 years old, but there was hand grenades and all stuff used. Even then, the target killing is still going on, and there is no protection to our community at all. Last week, another doctor, Dr. Burkader, has been killed in Pakistan, in Peshawar. 4 or 5 members in the last 2-3 months, doctors, engineers, have been killed. That was target killing which is taking place. So beside these, we never reacted. All we do is we pray for them because they do not understand.
Your opinion on freedom of religion, how do you see Australian government is looking after that?
I would say, my very dear friend, that Australia is number 1 as freedom of religion is concerned. Freedom of conscience is concerned. Express whatever you want it. It is not back in our countries. If you say something, you pay the price. But here, you can practice your religion, you can build the mosques, right? You can do whatever you like it. You can go to any church, you can go to any place, you can preach your faith, whatever you like it. Back in Pakistan, they have actually sealed many of our mosques. One mosque in my hometown has been sealed since 1984. Just imagine how many years. 35 years, it is sealed. This is exactly what they have taken, many mosques from our community. Few months back, they have demolished one of the historic mosques, which was more than 100 years. They took, the hammers, there was mob, they attacked and they demolished that mosque in Sialkot. And it was under the supervision. It's very, like a terrible situation that this persecution is sponsored by the government. This is exactly what it is. If I am in Pakistan, if I say Assalamu alaikum, which means peace be unto you, 3-year imprisonment. If I recite any verse of the Holy Quran, 3-year imprisonment. So these kind of laws, they have made it. Thousands of members are in the prison. So it is terrible situation there. We have no freedom of conscience, freedom of speech, or freedom of religions. These kind of laws, we cannot call azan, which is for the prayer. Do you know what is our religion? Our religion is not Muslim. Can you believe that? Is there any religion which is called not Christian or not so and so? Our religion is not Muslim. Even if I apply for a passport, I have to declare. If I want that I am a Muslim, then I have to write down that my supreme head, God forbid me, is a fabricator. Otherwise, I will not be getting the passport as a Muslim. ID card, which is identity card. Again, I have to declare what my faith is. And they mention, I am Ahmadiyya. They do not call me Muslim, Ahmadiyya. This kind of situation is such that I can tell you the situation back in Pakistan is that our students, they cannot stay in one college or one university. They are moving around. When people come to know that he is an Ahmadi, they have to move out. Same is as the members are concerned, as the families are concerned. They are living in one area, but they do not disclose who they are because of the persecution. If they are known, they have to move out. This is exactly, they are moving, town to town, city to city. Same is the case with our students from one university to another university to another university. There's one, of course, one of our members in Australia. He was a student for the medical. Because he moved from one university to another university, he could not get the admission in medical, like the medicines. So he lost it. I'm just telling you, this kind of persecution is going on. It's a long time, 53, 1974, 1984. I was there when 1974, there were processions, mob. Thousands of people were on the road. They wanted to kill us. They burned our stores, they burned our homes. They killed many Ahmadis in 1974. First of all, I really appreciate the Australian government who have taken care of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community. They understand very well that this community is being persecuted. And they always give us whatever, they can for us. That's one thing. As youth are concerned, I would say that they should be always loyal to the country wherever they live. They should protect the country. They should serve the country. From the bottom of my heart, my message is for them, be thankful that God has given you the best country on the face of the earth. Australia is one of the best countries. They should realize it, they should feel it, and then they should be thankful. And especially in those days, I would say the youth should be praying for the end of this coronavirus, which is really harming the whole society. We should pray that this corona should end from all over the world, and we again have the same days as we used to have it, very peaceful, loving, meeting each other, hugging each other. This is what we wish that these days again come back. We pray for.
Looking forward to have wonderful life once again in life.
Thank you.
जी हाँ, आज हमने की इमाम इनामुल कौसर हक जी से बातचीत और मैं आपका नफनीत. Thank you so much, Imam sir. Thank you so much.
Fiji Times. Be with the times.